Jessie B Scrapbooking back with another process video, and this one is for the Costume on Parade hop, and it's a fun hop that a lot of us are getting together and doing. And I don't do Halloween, so I am doing these pictures. This is my daughter, and she has a clown costume kind of on. It's not really a costume. Her head's sticking through this, one of those boards. And this was for VBS, and this was how we decorated for VBS this year. But she was wearing a costume. I just didn't get a picture of her actually wearing her costume. But I'm going to use this because it looks like she's in a costume. So let's get going. Okay, so I am using my counterfeit kit for the month of October, and first thing I thought of was this paper for a carnival-y type theme. The theme of VBS was actually like a state fair, but we decorated a lot like a carnival. Because, there's carnivals at state fairs, right? So, I am using this absolutely adorable spotted paper, and I'm cutting it down to 8.5 by 11. And I decided not to use the borders because I would have a border on one side or on none. But cutting it down to none, it cut it down a lot smaller than not a lot smaller, just a tiny bit smaller than the 8.5 by 11. So what I end up deciding to do is back it with this striped paper and give it a bit of a border. So I'm going to gut this striped paper because I love the striped paper and I don't want to use it all up hidden behind something. So I am just taking this one and cutting the middle out, and then I'll use that behind the layout as a border. And then I don't know if you can tell, but in the pictures up on the front of the platform in church, we had cardboard boxes that were cut to look like carnival booths. So I decided to make this whole thing kind of resemble a carnival booth. So I'm going to use that striped paper on the top, and then this yellow paper as the booth. I do turn it. There it is. And I think it actually turned out really cute. And then I have this fun paper in there, and so I'm going to pull my title from it. And so here I'm just cutting this down, so it's just going to be a little bit bigger than the three pictures grouped together. The pictures, like the one of my daughter in the clown cutout, and then the other two are just, one's a full shot of the front of the church, and the other one's a little bit closer up of some of the little booths that we made. And so I'm going to cut out a couple words here, and a couple of the flower that were sprinkled in with the words. And I just have them rough cut out right this second. I will fussy cut them all out in a little bit right now. And I'm not going to make you watch it because I do it all off of camera again. So here I got them all cut out, and now I'm just kind of figuring out where I want placement. And I really like that yellow in the background. I think that it gives the pictures a really good grounding. It keeps them so you can see what they are off of that busy background. But it's not just a white paper, which is what I had originally thought I was going to use. I really like the yellow. So this is kind of what it's going to look like. And then I decide everything's blending in a little too much with each other. So I am going to dig out one of my ink pads, and I have a little piece of felt on my finger, and I'm just going to ink all the edges. I'll show you with this first one, and then I will cut this part out too. Yeah, this is kind of boring to watch. So I glued the back down to the border, and now I'm just gluing all the rest of the pieces down as well. And like I said, everything stayed mostly where I had originally put it, but I think I moved like 2 things. So I really like the pictures like that, and then the title down here. And right now the title, it reads Good Times. And so this is where I decide everything's going to stay. I don't let any of the photos go square onto the page, because I like, especially in something like this, if it's everything's square, then the whole thing looks very blocky. So you tilt your photos a little bit, and it just gives a little bit more motion to the page. So I'm popping up the photo of my daughter in the clown outfit up onto some fun foam. And I want that to be my focal picture for this page. I'll probably do another layout of VBS later, but right now I'm doing just this one. And I don't have any more of this paper, so it won't be a 2-page spread anyway. So I get that one all popped up. She was my preschool teacher. She taught the preschool in VBS this year. And I'm the VBS director, so I don't have a class, but I get to run around and help everyone. So I get to be with all the kids. It's a lot of fun. So I'm putting these two little this one cluster on the side here. And I really like the way this little cluster works out. I do grab the sticker book so I can put a little, I don't know, tag or journaling spot right here. And then I'm going to pop up the word laugh onto some foam, double-sided foam tape. And that just, because that little diamond cluster that I cut out of that paper was not full, it was on the edge of the paper, so I had to disguise that it wasn't full. And then I'm just putting in one of the little flowers that I cut out from that same word paper. And I got the word paper from a paper pad, I believe. Yeah, not positive. Sorry. And then I know that the polka dot paper is a paper. It was came in a whole bunch of singles that I got from a friend. So I don't know the manufacturer of any of the papers actually on this, other than the striped paper is one I made on my my computer and printed out all those colors because I needed a stripe for my kit. So I grab these word phrases and I write, or if I don't write it at all, I stick down volunteer right above my daughter because she volunteered and was a teacher. And then funny right above the title. So it says funny good times. And it was a lot of fun. And now I'm just taking one of these like washi tape stickers out of the book, and it's not long enough to go all the way across. So I'm just cutting it in half and sticking it on the ends. And then I'm going to take another one of these word bubbles, speech bubbles, and cut off the little speech bubble part and then put it in the center there. And I like the way that that looks. And now I'm looking for the little alphas that I know are in one of these books. And here they are. And so I'm just going to put VBS right there in the center of that little blue speech bubble. That's not a speech bubble no more. And I started with the B, made sure I centered it, and then put the V and S on it. So now I was going to stick this little cluster down at the bottom, but I didn't want it to go up above the foam, so I decided to come and bring it up to the top here. And that way I could still stick it on foam, but it doesn't compete with the picture. And then I'm putting a smile, and so it says VBS, and then it says smile, and then I'll have this little cluster of flowers. And I was trying to find where I could put the word create. It does not make it on here, so I put that off to the side, and I'm going to put this right here. I decided I like the way that looks. And then I'm going to go through all the embellishments again and find some hearts, and I'm going to sprinkle 3 hearts at 3 of the different spots on the page. So while I'm putting the hearts down, remember that this is a hop. Make sure you go and check everybody else out that is playing along. I love to see Halloween layouts and costume layouts. I think it's going to be so much fun. I just don't have kids that do Halloween anymore, so they did Halloween when they were little. They got to dress up and everything, but you know, they're grown-ups now. So, and then my nieces and nephews, they don't hardly ever dress up. So, I have to settle for VBS dress-ups. So I bring in my puffy paints, and I'm putting 3 little dots around each of the little hearts I put down. And this layout is done. The close-ups are coming, and thank you so much for watching. If you liked it, please give me a thumbs up. If you want to see more, please subscribe, and make sure you go check out everybody else that's playing along. Bye!